Okay, some more lessons on immaturity. The last two, excuses and tossing the ball back, are pretty similar. They come from the same root. Tossing the ball back, basically saying, hey, maybe I can get the professor to do this. Why don't I ask him a bunch of questions? Why don't I say, my bad, I'm sorry? So they come from the same place. And this next one, number 7, is similar. And this is where you just start talking off the top of your head, but you didn't write anything down, you didn't capture it. So you're having them right in front of the professor. The most inefficient way to communicate engineering detail is through the air. The most efficient way is through a video. You learn to say, because I did nothing. But here's the problem. Once you start working, you're going to fail. And you're still going to say nothing, but you've actually done some great work. And you say, well, I don't want to document failure. That's way too hard. I just want to wait till I have a success and I'll just write down the steps to the success. But go out on the internet, look at Instructables. How many of those steps can you follow? You can't. Most of them don't work. That's why you want to start over from scratch each time. It's when you're documenting the failure that the proper documentation of success, the repeatable documentation of success, will instantly appear once you have that success. In fact, the failure and the success depend more upon the documentation than what's going on in your head and what's going on in your hands. But the bigger picture is this. You need to learn to fail loudly. You need to fail in a way where you've got form to capture the failure, the next failure. Previous failures set up a chart, and your new failure fits into that chart, or your new failure causes the chart to be thrown away and a better chart to be created. In middle school and high school, I was in a band. The band director started asking me to play every single instrument and have me sit down next to all these people that didn't know music. Band director got to the point where he would say, I need all of you in this band to play louder and fill up your instrument, except for Forrester. Forrester, stop it. You're distorting your instrument. I would sing the loud notes wrong. And the choir director would spend the entire choir practice correcting me. And the whole rest of the choir then all of a sudden organizes itself and begins to sing better. And we accomplish more. You need to be visible. You want to be visible. You want to be acknowledged for your success and your brilliance. You've got to do that by failing first brilliantly and obviously in front of everybody. Okay, here's the next one. Almost all of you would rather start over from scratch than learn from the work of previous people. Respecting the people your age that had this class last semester means reading their documentation and trying to learn from their failure, not to repeat it blindly all over again. If you're not willing to do that, you're never going to be an engineer. It's very rare that you get to start on a brand new project with a fresh start. It's very rare that the project manager says, hey, we need to start over from scratch because these old ideas are crippling us. Be aware that your mind's fresh. It's reading it for the first time. And those thoughts that flow through your brain at that point are the ones that are going to polish and make that documentation better for everybody else on the planet. It's not after you've read it. It's not after you've thought about it for a week that you can come back and polish it. It's that fresh brain that polishes things. Own everything that was thought about previously. Understand what the next steps are that they've set up for you. Jump into those next steps. Find them in the documentation.